Monet, they've given their time to Miss Kathy Hurley. Miss Hurley, you have a total of 6 minutes.
Kathy Hurley, 7488 Wintergreen Lane, Cordova, Tennessee. I have the resolution that you guys passed, and I want to read an applicable sentence. It says on here, after 2015, those pre-65 retirees who are unable to work as a result of their disability or illness and who have applied for or who are unable to work, or who have been awarded disability status by the United States Social Security Administration should continue to receive a subsidy for the cost of their city health care insurance until Medicare is awarded or until December of 2016, whichever occurs first. And I understand that you guys have told me that y'all know about my case, and I appreciate that very much. But there's a miscommunication in regards to the way the city is planning on administering this, because it says clearly that if you have applied for or been awarded disability, it doesn't say if you've applied for and you were turned down. It doesn't say any of that. So, you know, if you are disabled and you have cancer or all the other disabilities and you have applied for Social Security disability, you should get to keep your insurance. It's that simple. It shouldn't be, oh, well, you lost some quarters because you came to work for us, and so now you don't have enough quarters, and Social Security turned you down, so we're going to turn you down too. And I happen to know Mr. Strickland Councilman Strickland and Councilman Flynn, when he wrote this, he had my husband in mind. He even told Mike Williams that he did have my husband in mind. And so I'm being told by Quentin Robinson that they don't play games down here, and the fact that Russell was turned down by Social Security disability means that they'll have to seek some other way to help us. I shouldn't have to seek another way to help us. It's clearly right here, and it says that if he has applied or if he's been awarded, he's entitled to that insurance. So I would really like for you guys to get together and figure out how you're going to enforce this, because there is a miscommunique between the way I think this is written, sorry, I'm shaking, and what the administration intends to do. And I also have to say that my Facebook group was mentioned during the conversation with Mr. Robinson. I have a right to voice opinions and maybe not agree with you guys sometimes. And I was told it's misinformation and half-truths, and I shouldn't be doing that. I try to get it right. I try to find a source for everything I post. And there are some people on there that say some things maybe they shouldn't say, but that should have nothing to do with this. So I ask you, would you please get together and get with HR and let us know how this is going to be enforced? Because the way I read it, I'm just a realtor, but the way I read it, we should be entitled to that coverage. until the end of 2016. Therefore, when Russell turns 65 in April, we would move to the Medicare, and I would move to the single coverage. And there's going to be a lot of other disabled pre-65 people that are going to be affected by this if you administer it the way the HR is currently saying it will be administered. So I politely, respectfully ask every one of you to get together, decide what your stand's going to be, and please let us know because we need to know. Thank you so much.
Ms. Hurley, before you go, it was my understanding that negotiations had been started with the airport authority for your husband. Can you give us an update on that?
Yes, I've spoken to Julie, who's in charge over there, and the airport's position is that when we retired, we go directly, even though they pay the 70%, well, actually, they paid 80%, that once you retire, all retirees go into the normal city pools, so our coverage goes down to 70%. I have no problem with that. It's been that way for years. But they are saying that they've had a discussion with Mr. Robinson. There will be no other help other than they could give us the name and number of somebody at Social Security to see if they can help us, or Medicare. And I've already checked out all those options. We're not going to qualify for any of that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Halbert. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure. I don't think I see anyone from HR. Yeah, I see HR. Can we get a copy of that letter and have HR to respond to it, Mr. Chair?
Yes. Mr. Robinson, are you
You guys passed this, so you guys should interpret it to HR, right?
Listen, you have read this to us before, so we have heard it before. This is not new.
I know.
This is not new. Mr. Robinson?
Well, I haven't read this to you before.
Come on up.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, Ms. Halbert?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We've passed so many resolutions. I just want to make sure that we have the actual document when asking HR to respond to it.
So you want to wait? You don't want to hear from
He can respond to it now if he wants to.
All right, I'd like to hear what he has to say. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Quentin Robinson, Human Resources Division Director, City of Memphis. So what was the question?
We want a clarification of what Ms. Hurley just said and what she read. And could